This video is for information purposes only. I just want to emphasize that I'm not a doctor. If you experience chronic pain of any kind, please consult a physiotherapist or any appropriately qualified medical professional. Last year, I myself did work from home for an extended period while managing to stay in somewhat decent shape. How? Well, I wanted to offer a different take apart from the usual do a few stretches at your desk or do 10 squats on your chair every hour. I think we can do a bit more than that. So who can relate? You stand up after a few hours and your hips feel tight, or you're in your mid-20s and your lower back is hurting. Well, for me, a lot of the time I found movement is medicine. Let me emphasize again that I'm not a medical professional. I'm speaking from personal experience and research. Exercise 1, walking. It's no secret that office workers spend most of the day sitting down. If you have fat loss goals and wondering why you're not seeing results, this could be the limiting factor. Your day-to-day activity is the second biggest portion of calories you burn in a day. So if you're sitting down for most of the day, get moving. Why? Well, I could talk about how increased walking is linked with reduced risk of heart disease, improved mental clarity, reduced risk of obesity, and regulation of blood pressure. But all that aside, walking is just part of who we are. I mean, as humans, we've only been agricultural for 0.5% of our history. The other 99.5%, we were predominantly a hunter-gatherer species, meaning that we were constantly on our feet. So, in short, we are made to walk. So how would you do this if you work from home or work from an office? My advice, just force it. Yes, you just need to be as aggressive as you can be in increasing your step count. Here are some practical tips. If you work in an office, type your workplace into Google Maps. If your walking time is less than or equal to 25 minutes, walk there. No negotiations. Or if you commute with public transport, get off 1 or 2 bus stops earlier or 1 or 2 train stations earlier. If you drive to your office, park in the furthest possible spot. And people should always be asking you, yo, why'd you park so far? That's how you know you're doing it right. In the office, stairs only, no lifts allowed. Also, take 5 minutes every hour to walk around the office. If you work from home, take a 30 to 40 minute walk before work or after work, and another 10 to 20 minute walk during your lunch break. Walk up and down your house or your flat for 5 minutes every hour. Anything less than 5k steps per day is a sedentary day, even if you're already working out in the gym or doing some form of home workouts. That's about 40 minutes of walking. Exercise 2, vertical pulls or hanging. Sitting in a chair for hours on end places compressive forces on the spine, which is why a lot of office workers complain about back pain. Vertical pulling and hanging exercises can help provide spinal decompression and relieve pressure on the lower back. Pull-ups, lat pull-downs, hanging leg raises, and dead hangs are your best friend. For the vertical pulling, make sure you emphasize the stretch. So on a pull-up, start from a complete dead hang position, and then when you pull yourself up and return back down, you want to return to that full dead hang position, so letting yourself hang freely. On a lat pull down at the top, raise your arms as far up as possible to get that deep stretch. No half reps. Hanging leg raises or dead hangs may also help traction the spine and relieve pressure on the back. Keeping fit with an office job or while working from home needs more than one video to truly do it justice. So if you want to see more content related to this topic, then be sure to click the thumbs up, subscribe, turn on your notifications, and leave a comment down below. 3, hip hinges. Basically, any movement that involves you bending forward and standing back up again. Deadlifts, Romanian deadlifts, and back extensions. I've already got deadlift and RDL tutorials on my channel, so I'll leave a link in the comments and in the description as well. So these type of movements are great for strengthening your hamstrings, glutes, and spinal erectors, which are muscles that can get weakened if you're sitting around all day since you're not using them a lot. If you're at home, you can use bodyweight good mornings, for example. Lean your glutes against the wall, bend forward with a neutral spine till you feel a stretch in your hamstrings, bend back up again. And you can repeat that for 3 sets of 15 to 20 reps. And when you can do 3 sets of 20, you're going to add resistance by, for example, grabbing a backpack, holding it in front of you and adding weight towards it, then building back up again. If you already go to the gym, another exercise to add to your routine would be back extensions, otherwise known as hyperextensions. So you're going to set the pads up to be in line with your hips. Again, get yourself secured, bend forward with the neutral spine. You're going to extend yourself back up to the starting position. And you can repeat that for example, 12 to 15 reps or 15 to 20 reps. Once that becomes easy, you can add resistance by holding a weight plate in front of you. If you want to make it even more difficult, you can hold a very light barbell on your traps, or you can hold a plate behind your head. This makes it even more difficult than holding it in front of you because it's further away from the pivot point, which is your hips. Implement these in your routine. You're on your way to building a solidly strong lower back. Exercise 4, lunges. So all of us know that feeling in our hips we get when we stand up after sitting down for a long time. They feel a bit tight, right? This is because when you're sitting down all day, your hip flexors are in a shortened position for most of the day. So when you do stand up, you're lengthening them for the first time in a while, which is why they can feel a bit tight and feel like they need a stretch after you stand up. So this is where lunges come into play now. Forward lunges, reverse lunges, walking lunges, Bulgarian split squats, basically any sort of single-legged movement of this nature. These exercises are great for hip health. Not only do they help with strengthening your quads and your glutes, they also help give you practice in stabilizing yourself. And at the bottom of these movements, they give you a much needed stretch for your hip flexors. And this is especially apparent on Bulgarian split squats, and you should really give them a try if it's possible for you. Again, I've also got more lunge tutorials on my legs explained video, so be sure to give that a look after this video. 5. Ab and core work. Again, when you're sitting down, the muscles around your core are pretty inactive and they'll weaken if they're not used, and you don't want that. Make sure you're doing your flexion-based exercises such as crunches, leg raises, weighted sit-ups, cable crunches, so that you can strengthen your ab muscles. But also remember, the core is more than just your abs. It goes deeper than that. There's your obliques, which are worked in twisting motions such as Russian twists, and there's also the deeper core muscles such as your transverse abdominis, which all contribute in helping you stay stable. Great overall core exercise includes the plank. And if you can do 3 sets of 30 with the plank with your body weight, be sure to start adding weight to make the exercise more challenging. If you want more information on ab training or core training in general, be sure to check out my abs explained video. Now this concludes the video. Hope you found that useful. Please note this is not an exhaustive list of all the exercises to do if you work in an office. However, if you do happen to be a 9-to-5 office worker or you work from home, then this is the first installment of my series. So if you want to see more videos related to this topic, then be sure to click the thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and look forward to seeing you in future videos.